And this is what it looks like with a big rain. Hey, it's Muriel from the Sunshine Family with another video on the channel. Today about Costa Rica living and especially the topic, the climate. And in this case, the rain, but also the sun, the dryness. So stay with me for the next couple of minutes, and before I'm gonna share some stuff about it, Costa Rica living and facts that you probably were looking for while scrolling here on YouTube and Google, I want to ask you, actually invite you to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon to get updates every time that we upload a new video. That might totally serve you with the information that you're looking for now and in the future. And also if you want to learn more about our crazy family lifestyle here as digital nomads living in Costa Rica. So what I wanted to do is to walk you a little around my house. So I live on this hill in Santiago. That's an area on the peninsula de Nicoya in Costa Rica. And that's like a semi-island. It's on one place attached to the mainland. Oops! And it's super slippery here, super wet. So behind me you see the pool, behind me you see the house. I don't want to be outside too long, but I wanted to touch on the climate. Because when you think about, Costa Rica living, the climate is a huge factor that influences the fun, your life and everything that you do, because you cannot just escape the climate. Right? So we just recently got a new climate started here, and that's the rainy season. So we had a very long dry period, and that lasted for about 5 months. There was no drop of rain, and the whole nature got yellow, right? Now, a lot of people think about Costa Rica as the always sunny, hot climate, and that's totally true. It's always hot, it's always warm compared to the Netherlands, for example, but might not always be the climate that you like. Because also when you want to go on holidays, for example, it's not always ideal to go in the rainy season, right? If you want to explore the country and if you want to see a whole Costa Rica and do like a tour, you cannot just reach every place in Costa Rica when it's super wet like now. And this is not even the hard rains, because the most rain will fall in October and November. September, October, November, and then really a lot of roads just will splash away. There are lots of landslides, and it's a good fact to know that Costa Rica living, especially like living in Costa Rica, you should know where you want to live, what you need when you're going to live in Costa Rica, and is everything that you need, especially when you have a family like ourselves. Can you reach a doctor? Can you reach a hospital if you need it? How long does it take you? How long does it take you to reach a shop for groceries? And stuff like that. Costa Rica living can be super duper, it can be a disaster if you overlook those things. And what we have learned along our way while living here now, not even for 1 year, let me just keep on standing here, under the leaves a little bit dry. All we have learned here along our way, so we are here now for 9 months, that a lot of people come here, they fell in love with Costa Rica while being on holidays, decided to buy property, decided to stay, found a place, bought it, or do a long-term rental, signed a contract, and then they figure out that it's totally not what they expected, because they haven't seen coming a long dry season, for example, where everything is yellow around them in certain areas like these, or where there might be not water in the ground, so you have to buy your water instead of the tanks that's filled with rainwater that you can use in the wet season, right? So water is a big problem in a lot of areas in Costa Rica, not just for splashing away the roads in rainy season, but the water to drink it, but also you cannot get a building permit if there's no water in the ground and there is not a water, how do you say that? If the land does not own like a water tap point. I cannot come up with the official name. So if you buy land and there is not a water supply part of that land and it's dry, you cannot get even a building permit. So water is a huge thing in Costa Rica. And here's Lucky. Look, come here. Come here. Hi. He wants to walk. Anyways, I haven't gone to the beach today because it was so wet. Oh, now I'm totally have a dirty nose. So, living in Costa Rica, think about the weather, the certain pieces of Costa Rica, the parts of Costa Rica that you want to discover to live finally one day. See what the weather does, what the climate does. Is it super dry? Is it super hot? Like for example in the south, it's particularly known as being more wet in wet season in general, right? So like for example the peninsula Osa is really, really beautiful in the dry season in December, January, but in wet season there's a lot of rain falling. And I'm not sure if that's what you want or if that's what you can handle, right? According to the house that you wanted to build, to transportation going from A to B if you have kids and you want to bring them yourself. How are the roads? How's the infrastructure? At the peninsula de Nicoya where we live, the infrastructure is bad, but it has its benefits. It's not so crowded here yet, right? So yeah, that's one of my attention points here, and I hope to inspire you to create awareness of do your due diligence, okay? Especially when you want to live in Costa Rica. Costa Rica living can be a disaster if you put yourself in front of surprises, and don't be afraid of getting total muddy feet in the rainy season and super dusty in dry season if you want to live at the peninsula de Nicoya, where we do. But you cannot be aware enough because I've seen marriages fall apart because one could handle it, the other one couldn't, because they didn't see stuff coming. So yeah, that's basically my message for today. This was Muriel from the Sunshine Family. Again, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, and if you want to learn more about our life, just tune into some other videos and leave a reply, connect with me on Facebook Messenger, and let's have a conversation. And with that being said, I just want to inspire you, and that's Lucky hunting something. I don't know what. So talk soon. Bye bye.